Okay. What comes to mind when you think of the impossible? Does it include traveling to a far-off galaxy? Or that you might one day actually have an intelligent conversation with your dog? Or is it something much simpler, like owning a home or doing a backflip? Now, what seems possible for some may seem impossible for others. The world is full of possibilities, and yet it is riddled with the things we wish we could change. I may have been able to do a backflip for you guys today here in this class, and that may be something that you might not be able to do, but it is something I can share with you and teach you how to do. But there is one thing that all of you can do that I am not able. I'm talking about the chance to marry someone of the same gender. We all dream of that point in our life where we have found our soulmate, and that we have found the person we wish to spend the rest of our life with. And some of you already have. However, as a gay man, this is something that I am not allowed in the state of Missouri. Now, I'm not trying to convince you to make a value judgment on gay marriage, but to help you understand the legal consideration that all Americans should have the right to marry. The issue of marital freedom is one of basic civil rights. In a paper drafted by the Lambda Legal Defense and Education Fund, 1,000 federal and 400 state benefits are listed as being denied to same-sex couples as a result of the Defense of Marriage Act. This violation and denial of rights is based solely on one aspect of a person's life, of my life. Does this situation sound familiar like another time in our history? States have tried to combat the legalization of gay marriage with the creation of civil unions and domestic partnerships as separate institutions of marriage. This separate but equal mentality, first cited in that famed court case of Plessy versus Ferguson in 1896, ruled that separate but equal was unconstitutional. However, this is being overlooked by many politicians in our fair country, and many states have yet to see the issue for what it has become, a more modern version of oppression, where the separation of these marital institutions is just that, separate, and they are not equal. Now, much of the issue surrounding the legality of gay marriage revolves around the term marriage, which is a major problem fueling the separate but equal attitude and issue. In the state of Missouri, our Constitution states that only marriage between a man and a woman is recognized. And in Section 451.022 of the Missouri statute, is that it is the public policy of this state to recognize marriage only between that of a man and a woman. And any connotation of marriage not between a man and a woman is invalid. And therefore, no marriage license shall be issued except to that of between a man and a woman. And finally, marriage between persons of the same sex will not be recognized for any purpose in this state, even in the state where they have been contracted. This is Missouri's definition of marriage. What is yours? Now, marriage can have several definitions depending on your views, your beliefs, or your experiences. Can it be between one man and one woman? Or can it be between one man and several women? Or can you recognize the happiness and sanctity of marriage that is between two men? Now, the solution to this problem is an obvious one: to legally allow same-sex couples to marry and to give them the same rights as everyone else. In addition to redefining the term marriage to include same-sex couples so that they may receive the benefits that everyone else enjoys. Some of these benefits include joint parenting, joint adoption, custody and visitation rights, status as next of kin at hospital visits, and making medical decisions when one partner is too ill to be competent, or to receive such benefits as Social Security or Medicare, or even wrongful death benefits for a surviving partner or children, just to mention a few. According to an article by B.A. Robinson on religiostolerance.org, more than 10 countries have passed legislation affirming the rights of same-sex marriage, including South Africa, Canada, Argentina, and Sweden. And according to an article on livesitenews.com, in Sweden, the presentation of a gender-neutral marriage act gave same-sex couples all the same rights and obligation that opposite-sex couples enjoy, including church weddings, adoption, and assisted pregnancies. By redefining the term to include same-sex couples, Sweden, already a pioneer by giving same-sex couples the right to adopt children, became the first country in the world to allow gays to marry in a major church. In the same article, it mentioned that 71% of Swedes supported same-sex marriage by recognizing everyone as equals under the eyes of the law and of God. Now, this is not to say that this legislation is right for America, but allowing for change will open many doors for those couples seeking a legally married life. here in the United States and in the state of Missouri. I want to take a moment to address the women in the room. Did you dream about your wedding when you were younger? What was it like? Was it a large wedding or a small wedding? Did you pick out a theme? And for the men, think about the day when you will get married, or reflect back on this day when you saw the person you love walking down the aisle. Symbolically, these moments are quite emotional for both. And yet these are things that I too think about, how perfect the day will be and how happy I will be, when I get married. Now, think back to when I asked you for your definition of marriage. My definition of marriage is one that might be similar to yours, that I will be able to love my partner for better or worse, in sickness and in health, for richer or poorer, to love and to cherish till death do us part. These are common vows known to and recited by many as a symbol of their commitment to one another. This profession of love and devotion is something that I may one day legally be able to share with everyone in this room. When gay couples are allowed the same marital rights, there will be a true equality between people. Partners will be able to make important life decisions for their spouse when no one else is there to support them. And same-sex couples will be able to start families, to be able to foster and adopt children, to raise and to call their own, and share in the joy that is raising a child. Now, you all know that marriage equality is a hot-button issue. But what you might not know is that even if you don't personally know someone affected by this issue, you really do. And if you can't think of them or recognize them, at least all of you now know one person who's fighting for marriage equality. Today, I hope I have shown you that you and I are very much the same, with some of the same dreams for marital happiness. And yet for me, that's all it will be, a dream, until the time comes where change can be made. As of today, 9 states have legislation allowing same-sex couples to marry, but the state of Missouri is not one of them. So today, I ask that in the future, should the opportunity present itself on the ballot here in Missouri, or whichever state you may find yourself, that you might reflect on what I have shared with you today, and that you will vote yes to legalize same-sex marriage, and to help make what's impossible for many in this country and in the state of Missouri possible. Thank you.